Okay, so we've already discussed the sum of the arithmetic progression as what? Sn, which is equal to what? The first term plus, if you want to get the second term, you just multiply it by r, which is the common ratio, and then multiply to get what? The succeeding term. So this is the what? The third term, and then the fourth term, okay? And then the fourth term up to what? Ar exponent what? N minus 1, okay? Now we've already established that what? The general term for the sum of arithmetic progression is given by A multiplied by what? 1 minus R exponent N, or divided by what? 1 minus what? R. And this is in the case where R is what? Less than what? 1. Okay. Now, so let's get an arithmetic progression, right? A sample of what? UN. Okay. So let's say UN is equal to, so let's assume the first term is 12. Okay, so that means the second term will just have to multiply half by what? 12, and that will give us what? 6. Okay, so multiply 6 by half, that will give us 3, and then we multiply 3 by half, that will give us 3 on 2, and then we multiply 3 on 2 by half, that will give us what? 3 on what? On 4, up to what? Infinity. Okay, now, so if you want to find the sum of this particular question we have here, let's assume you want to find the sum up to the 10th term, right? Using what the formula we have here. Now realize that the first term is 12, right? Now 1 minus what? R, which is the common ratio. Of course, here the common ratio is half. R is equal to 1 on 2. Okay, so that will give us 1 on 2. And then the n, which is the number of tens, is 10 here. Okay, all divided by 1 minus r. What's the value of r? Which is what? Half. Okay, so let's evaluate the value of 1 over 2 all exponent what? 10. Now this will give us what? A corresponding value of what? 9.7657 in short, times 10 raised to the power what? Minus 4, which is approximately what? 0, right? So let's subtract 1 from it. Let's do this. So 1 minus 9.765 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. That will give us a corresponding value of what? 0.99902, which is approximately 1. So it's more or less like when you are having getting the sum to a certain level, highest level, this one has no use. In other words, you are getting approximately the one you have here, right? So let's put, so the sum to the 10th term is given by, so here that will give us what? 12 multiplied by what? 0.99902. So this one will give us half, right? Divided by half, and that will give us a total value of what? Of 23.976. Okay, okay. Now let's also assume that now we are going to find the sum to what? The 50th term. Okay, and see what will happen. So we are going to get 12 bracket what? 1 minus what? 1 on 2, which is the what? The common ratio. All exponent 50 divided by what? 1 minus half. Okay, okay, and that will give us, so let's evaluate what? Half to the power what? 50. Okay, that will give us a corresponding value of what? 8.88, right, times 10 raised to the power minus 16, which is approximately what? 0. Okay, so 1 minus 8.88 times 10 raised to the power minus 16. Okay, there's more to it. I'll just shorten it. This one will give us, the calculator cannot handle it, so it's giving us what? A corresponding value of what? 0, right? So we could see clearly that at this point, this one is no more working, right? So S of 50 will now be equal to 12 multiplied by 1 divided by half. Okay, 1 minus this one will give us half. So here to be 1, which will give us 12 times what 2, and that's giving us what 24. So what we are saying here is that at any point in time when the value of n is very large. Okay, so let's look at what we can establish. We can establish that what the sum to infinity, or in other words, whenever n is really large, right, we are going to get the sum to infinity to be, so this one is no more work, so we are going to get it to be what 1, so a multiplied by 1, that will give us a divided by what 1 minus r. So this is the sum to infinity. Okay, this is actually the sum to what to infinity, and this thing only happens if what r fall within what minus 1 and what and 1, right, and then n is what a large number. Okay, so at that point what we can say what the sum to infinity is given by a all on what 1 minus r, because at almost all the time we are going to get the r, which is what a value that is what less than 1, right, to, to give and then raising to the power at a very large number, right, so we can see a very large number n, which will give us a number which is approximately what 0. So 1 minus that approximate value of 0 will end up giving us 1, right? Of course, here 1 multiplied by a will still give us a, right? So anytime a question is given to you where the value of r, right, is what? Is a fraction or is less than 1. Okay, let me put it that way. It's less than 1. Then you can say that the sum to infinity is given by a all on 1 minus what? R. Thank you very much, and then we are going to solve more questions under this. So we have this question under the sum to infinity, okay? And we are saying that for us to be able to use the sum to infinity, then the value of r should fall within negative 1 and that of the 1, right? So first of all, we need to check the value of r, right? And to find the value of r, we are saying that we are going to take what? The value divided by the succeeding one, okay? So 1 on 3 divided by 1, and that will give us 1 on 3. Let's try the other one to see if it is consistent. So we have 1 on 9 divided by what? 1 on 3, and that will give us 1 on 9 times 3 on 1. That will be the same as 1 on 3. It means that the value of r is what? 1 on 3, and that is falling within negative 1 and 1. Since that's the case, then we can move on to the sum to infinity. The sum to infinity will be equal to a divided by what? 1 minus r. Of course, we know the value of what? A. The value of a is actually the first term, which is here 1. 1 minus r. R is equal to 1 on 3, which will give us 1 divided by what? 2 on 3, okay? So finally, we have the value of s to be equal to what? 3 on what? On 2. Bye.